Top of the morning. The business is back at y'all niggas again. For this hidden treasures of melanin thing. Got my Bible out of y'all niggas today. Get biblical. Pick it up where I left off at though. Kick it about the Osiris thing. I think I was speaking on how he had the two aspects of or how Apollo in the Bible. I guess we'll recap real quick. Let me keep my Isaiah 45 thing marked though, because we will get into that. Bust a nigga head open with that shit. These niggas be talking that fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't about that. Just about dropping science soon, you know. But that shit happens though. Niggas be talking shit and saying this, that, and the third. I'm a scholar, my nigga. I might not speak all proper and have a suit on and shit. For all the niggas out there who be looking for that fanciness. But I'm a scholar, my nigga. I don't got these books in here just to, you know, just to be for decoration and shit, you dig? So what do I want to pick up that? Yo, we just pick it up right here cause really what I was going into before the last video cut off on a nigga. I just wanted to use this Apollo thing to show people who still think that these characters in the Bible are people that really existed and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not the case. You're not reading this Bible and cross-referencing it with all this other information out here, comedic information, or comedic mythology or whatnot, Indian mythology, Sumerian, Babylonian, the mythology aspect of it, because you have Babylonian and Sumerian all in the Bible or whatever, but you have to go and like I said, this book right here is one of the best books you can get that connects that cross references like or gives you an insight into Sumerian, because that's all of the Bible. It's like a later day, because you had the information coming out of Africa, then it went all up into Samaria, Mesopotamia. But before the Bible was put together by the Council of Nicaea and all that, you had mythologies that existed. You know, the information that the Bible is based upon existed in mythological form. Council of Nicaea and all that. When the Romans had this meeting to put together, basically what they were doing was taking all these mythologies and all this ancient information and compiling it in a manner that would allow them to rule over the people. That's what their whole setup was. Even the whole thing about the Pope. They even see, because they even knew I was about to pop up on the scene, because a couple years ago they even switched their whole shit out by saying that Christ wasn't coming back or popping up on the scene. And we don't even really have to say coming back. because what they give you is Christ. They give you this figure that they make you think this shit was historical, that it already happened, and that Christ was somebody that was supposed to come and die. The depth of Christ and all that shit is based on esoteric, metaphysical, metaphorical, on a metaphorical basis. It's not a motherfucker come, and that's why niggas be, see, that's psychological programming. See, you tap into your Messiah shit when you step up and start speaking this shit. That's what Jesus in the Bible was doing. He was going around and ministering the ministry. You know what I'm saying? But if you around this motherfucker subconsciously thinking, because you hear it all the time, niggas be like, oh no, I'm not gonna say that. They're gonna come for me. That's fear. That's fear. That's what the way you've been taught to interpret the Bible, that's the fear that it puts in you. So even now you have niggas that know all this information and shit, or know a little something, and be scared to say certain shit because they think something gonna happen to them, because some shit happened to a nigga in the Bible or whatever. But they said that, oh, yeah, look it up. I remember when this shit happened a couple years ago. It ain't coming back. It's the Christ thing was eschatological. That's end time events or things that are to come, prophecy, so to speak. That's what I'm fulfilling. So when you see me and I'm telling you I'm Lord of Lord, the King of Kings, I'm just telling you how my life line up with this shit as the proof. You can take it or leave it. But I tell you this much. Those that believe, just like in the Bible, those who believe are the ones that will benefit from this shit. And the niggas that's the naysayers and the ones that got a problem with me and what I'm doing, those people are the ones in trouble. It tells you that in here. So and now I see why they done that. Cause when they done it, I was like, damn, they just put it out there like that. But they done that because they knew that this was gonna happen. So they're trying to fool you. So when I pop up, it's like, oh, you know, it'll be more motherfuckers like, he's a sham. And sham is ether. You know, they take these words. That's another thing you have to understand about these words. I can't stress that enough. Nigga, Sambo, moron. They take these words that are divine words, or words that allude to the divinity that that's associated with black people, and they've turned these words and they put a negative connotation on the words because the words hold power. So when you hear sham, now motherfuckers be like, sham is a fake. That's a fraud. No, sham is ether. The fake shit or the illusion is the physical world that's created by the sham, by the fire, water, and air, and earth. But the sham thing, the Sam, the fire, the S, the serpent, the sizzling sound of the fire, the S. In Hebrew, that's fire. It's SH. The sh. The A is the air. The M is the the mother, the water. That's why the mother and water, or women and water, are one and the same. Wisdom. And then you put the U-E-L. The U is the U stands for the uniting of the Sam with the L. What's the L? The star. The L is the God. The star is the soul controller, the manipulator of fire, water, and air. Just in case what these fuck niggas tried out with. Cause see what's going on right now, you got a lot of niggas being a bag, trying to find everything, trying to disprove a nigga. and I just pull out the motherfucking scholarship and whip a nigga ass all over the planet with this shit. That's why I don't even listen to niggas no more. So my niggas, you know, I listen to the official motherfuckers. Like, a lot of these niggas that's supposed to be conscious and shit, I even new niggas. That's why I don't even pay attention to the conscious YouTube scene and shit no more, man. You know what I'm saying? I go look at the real niggas, but I don't keep all that shit. Start getting all flimsy. You know what I'm saying? Niggas start conscious niggas started popping up from every hole in the slum. And a lot of them niggas is talking a bunch of riffraff. You know, that shit just started losing my naturally. I didn't even say, oh, this is bullshit, let me stop watching it. Nah, that shit just got to the point where I was like, hey, I just stopped watching the shit because it wasn't interesting. Just like a movie. The movie get boring, you like, yeah, it ain't nothing, you got a bias against the movie. You just looking at this shit like it's not doing nothing for me. So, this Apollo thing right here is just another, there's more evidence to show you that these people in this Bible are not historical people. That's why I deal so much with this symbolism shit, because you have to unlock the symbolism of all this so you can apply it to you and figure out how this shit fit in within your psychology and your even your physical makeup. Your physical makeup is the tool that you use to unlock the inner mysteries within yourself. That's why the key phrase in Egypt was know thyself. To know thyself is to know everything in existence, because everything in existence exists within you, from the good to the bad, which is some other thing I'm gonna get into, which is the collective unconscious, or the Akashic records. The Akashic records are the records of everything that ever has been, ever will be, that exists within the mind of the black man and the black woman. That will correspond physically to the substantia nigra that sits in the back of the arm. It's a heavily concentrated area of melanin that sits in the back of the head, a little bit over the neck or something like that. I'll let you technical niggas find out where it's at. Or I can pull out my biological book, which I probably will in a minute, and point it out to you. Show you how deep this shit really be. When you go look at The Dark Knight Rising, Bane. Now when I first saw that, when I first saw that movie, man, interesting thing happened. They on the plane. You know what I'm saying? They looking for Bane and shit. They got Bane. Bane is in the helicopter, but he got the mask on. He has a bag over his face and shit. And they got one of the goon niggas or whatever. They got the iron to him, like to throw him. Got the pistol to him, threatening to throw him out the helicopter with the pistol pointed at his head. Now I'm watching this shit and they like, who's Bane? Who's the masked man? Now I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, if you're gonna shoot, I'm like, if you're gonna throw the nigga out the plane, what's the purpose of shooting him in the head? You know, somebody bluffing. That's my initial response to that mentally. I'm looking at this shit, I'm like, you know, cause I'm a real live gangster nigga, you know what I'm saying? You gonna talk about some gangster shit, so I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, well, you got the pistol to his head and you that's like double jeopardy or some shit. You know what I'm saying? This niggas, they about to throw the nigga out the helicopter, but they got the pistol to his head. Me, I'm like, the pistol is just to keep the nigga in line or whatever, I guess. But I said that. I said, man, you know, how would you shoot a nigga in the head before you throw him out the plane? You gonna die when you throw him out the plane. And I bullshit you not. The next thing this nigga Bane said is, perhaps he's wondering who would shoot a man before throwing him out of plane. I said, well, I just said that. I had never seen this movie before. Just because I'm a dark side nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's cause I'm in tune with that dark side shit. Not dark side in no spooky, creepy, boogeyman type way. So I'm talking psychologically. So when you get into this Bane character, that's what Bane symbolizes. The soot aspect of your psychology. Because the whole movie, all the characters, that's why when you look at the movie, you're supposed to identify with all the characters and see where they fit in within your psychology. Everybody from Batman to Bane to Catwoman, Alfred, Two-Face, the Joker, all these things symbolize certain aspects of your mental makeup, so to speak. So, you know, I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, well, why the fuck would he shoot? That was spiritual right there. For me to say that and then bang back door and say the same thing I was thinking, I said, oh yeah, we on some shit. Bang says the fire rises. Kundalini energy. So you gotta understand about the subconscious mind, which is what Bang represents, is that that's the part of you that has the where the hidden light dwells. Everything in existence, all memories of all things exist within the subconscious mind. And this is where the attacks with movies come in at, because the subconscious mind can't tell. The subconscious mind sees everything as one, or everything is everything in the subconscious mind. So when you're looking at a movie and you see one nigga on the movie going through something or doing some dumb shit, the subconscious mind identifies that with every nigga. The conscious mind is what separates things or splits things up. Say, well, that's John, that's Jake, that's Brandon, that's Kiana. But the subconscious mind just sees everything as everything. So go back to the whole feminization of the black male thing. When they put one nigga in a dress and put a nigga on the screen and have him doing a bunch of homosexual shit, the more you see this, the more you start to identify every black man with this. So now every black man falls under the sus or the suspect. Becomes the suspect of being a homosexual. And I've seen this shit happen, because once they start pushing that real heavy within the past couple of years, even women started to, you start seeing all kind of memes and shit that show that women were starting to look at every black man as a possible homosexual. That's why you start seeing shit like, yeah, these niggas gay, and that's why they always hanging with their homeboys and all this old crazy shit. Well, niggas keep going back to jail because they like me, because they want to go back to their girlfriend and shit in jail and all this whole stupid shit. And like I said, even with myself, because I done been in situations with chick thinking I'm gay, and I'm like, no. That's why I go so hard with that shit. That's why when I say shit like, when I'm telling you what they doing with the Young Thug thing and all this old flimsy shit they got niggas on or whatever, it's a problem, because the effect that they tried to push up on the people and did push up on the people is working, and I'm seeing it because I've been a victim of it. So once they see you see these guys, especially they're supposed to be the masculine thug niggas doing the gay shit, you looking at them, and your subconscious mind start making you look at every nigga like that. That's just like when me and one of my homeboys, man, you know, we used to chop it up on the phone for hours and shit. Most of the time we chop it up that long, you know what I'm saying? I'll be teaching or whatever, you know, and one of my homeboys' girlfriend was like, I ain't never seen two niggas stay on the phone like that. That was some gay shit. And I'm like, two niggas having an in-depth conversation is gay because niggas is talking for for 2 and 3 hours. See, women identify that with, you know, they think that the only that women are only supposed to have lengthy conversations or whatever. And really, when women do it, it don't really be about nothing but a bunch of gossip and shit. No disrespect to women, but y'all know what the fuck going on. I know what I'm talking about. That's the thing right there. That's why the movie thing, or when they show you a black man dying in a horrible way, or the black man dying in the first motherfucker to die in the movie, they trying to put that in your subconscious mind, and that shit doing something, because that's what niggas been doing, killing niggas and niggas dying, and even Puffy said some shit the other day about, you know, he went back, when he go back to New York and shit, the energy ain't the same, and he don't the black, you know, he's like, what happened to all the black people and shit. So yeah, man. But with the Bane thing, Bane symbolizes the subconscious mind. He represents the Sutan, the southern on. On would be, you have on and you have on and you have nu or noon. Noon is the dark waters of space, the darkness. On would be that's the feminine version of it. The on would be Osiris, or the sun within the dark waters of space. The Sutan is when the sun goes south of the horizon and goes to sit behind the sun. Behind the earth. And like I said, the earth has a pole in the center of it, the core of the earth. So when the sun goes behind the earth, goes beneath and behind. Behind, backward, backwards, like I was telling you about the rerun thing, all that is soot characteristics. Why you hear shit like set back, soot back, all that applies to soot. Even the creation of white people correspond to soot type. The priesthood that was associated with the creation of the white man is a soot typhon priesthood. Jacob in Nation of Islam, it was Yaqub. It was called Yaqub because that was the more ancient name, because J didn't exist. The Jacobites. Jacob El. Jacob wrestled with the angel until he seen Pineal. Wrestling with the angel, or the angles of light. He sees the pineal. That's the Jacob's ladder. It's the backbone. Your spine is a ladder. You have to jack up your Kundalini energy through the spine, or through the 7 angles of light, 7 angels, the 7 chakras, till it raises up to the pineal gland. That's the wrestling with God. When daybreak, that symbolizes the Kundalini energy being absorbed by the pineal gland. But Jacob El Yaqub, like I said, I was cross-referencing the 120 wisdom lessons with ancient Kemetic sciences, and shit was checking out. You got Yaqub, and the first way that I found out about the Yaqub thing, like I said, was the 120. Within the 120, it speaks on how Yaqub, same way you had the priesthood that got ran out of Egypt and went into Samaria, Mesopotamia and all that. When you go into the 120, you have Yaqub. Yaqub was the big head scientist. He was the one that said that I'm going to create a race of people that's going to rule over you. And he told that to his uncle. He figured that out through playing with 2 pieces of metal. He found out that like attracts unlike, or something like that. but the two pieces of metal just symbolize electromagnetism. Electromagnetism, electricity, and magnetism. The electricity is your whole physical makeup is it's electromagnet. It's electromagnetic. That's science. You can check that out if you think I'm just woofing. The pineal gland will be like the magnet that absorbs or attracts the Kundalini energy, which in a low form is electricity. Because electricity is a low form of light. Spiritual light is the highest light. So when you pull this light up from the base of the spine through the nerve, through all the nerve ganglia and the central nervous system, the central nervous system is associated with electrical impulses. But when you pull it up through the pineal to the pineal gland, that's when it becomes spiritual light. That's why in the Matrix he told Neo, well, what's real? Because if you base what's real on what you can feel, touch, and taste, and all that, he said all you dealing with is electrical impulses being sent to your brain. Because everything you deal with on the physical that you perceive in whatever manner in the physical, you don't see the cloud in the sky. You see electrical impulses, and your mind agrees that you're looking at a cloud. Your mind, you perceive electrical impulses in your mind is what organizes it into whatever you're looking at. So you're looking at a book, you're looking at electrical impulses, and your mind is what's making it a book. Soot or Bane, when I saw that, before I even read up on the muzzles of Set, I was looking at this thing on his mouth, and I say, man, that's some soot typhon shit. That just came to me. I said, some soot typhon about that. This thing on his mouth. I was trying to break that down. I wonder, what is that? That means something. They don't just have this character with this muzzle on his mouth for nothing. And then later on, I found out about the muzzles of Set. And then, not too long ago, I wish I could. I'm gonna find that picture because I've been drawing all this stuff, and drawing the earth and the different drawing the earth and the different and with the sun in different positions in relations to the earth. So when the sun sets or soots and goes beneath the horizon of the physical earth and goes to sit behind the earth, behind the earth and beneath the horizon line, around 12 is when the sun is lined up directly behind the earth, in a position where it's sitting right beneath the pole of the earth, the ozone layer, whatever. And it's a hole, a vacuum, the bottom of the earth with its pole, and its hole sits at, it's sucking the energy of the sun, the same way that muzzle is being, that muzzle symbolizes the sun, because when you look at it in a like that picture, I know I showed that in one of the recent videos I just did. The pole or that hole that opening beneath the earth, in the center of the earth, the core of the earth, that's the mouth of madness. The sun is sitting beneath it, and the earth is pulling or sucking up on that energy, while at night, while the sun is sitting behind the earth or whatever. So that's the muzzle. The sun, the ball on the mouth of Cain, or that muzzle, the sun becomes the muzzle of that hole, because that hole is sucking all that, the sun. And in the summertime, you have Sirius in the sky above where the sun is sitting at. right now. You know what I'm saying? These are the dog days of summer. Sirius is the dog star. That's why it's so hot, because you're not only dealing with the heat of the sun. Sirius, the heat of Sirius is also this is when Sirius, you feel more of the heat of the Sirius star, which is a huger star than the sun. So you have the red hot energy of Sirius beaming down, as well as the sun. So I draw it real quick, so I'll show y'all niggas that shit later. Fuck that. But yeah, that's what that muzzle on his mouth symbolizes. Because when the sun is in its Saturn phase, it's sitting behind the earth, lined up at the center at 12 with that pole and that hole symbolizing the mouth of the earth. The sun being the muzzle, or the energy of the sun rushing to that pole would be the muzzle. When I draw it and show it to you, it'll be a little bit more clearer if you're not really getting what I'm saying right now. So show you another interesting revelation I had. One day I was looking at this. This is the brain, top view. Now, if you look at this, you can see. Look at this right here. See, niggas talking about aliens and shit. It ain't nothing but your goddamn brain. You see that? Don't that look like a fucking alien? They go to Horus locks and shit. Right there. When you see the jewels with the locks hanging on both sides, that's this shit. The visual cortex. I was studying this one day, and this is exactly how it happened. I was looking at this. This is what I was trying to show y'all the other day. I was looking at this, and I said, okay, I closed this book, and I picked up this book on masonry. And just so happened, when I did that, I turned this book to this page. And you know, I'm always trying to decode some shit. So I'm like, well, what the fuck is this? This is right after I put that book down. And I look, I said, well, let me see if they got a breakdown on it. So I went over here. They didn't give no breakdown. They just talking about how the Rosicrucian art, how they cloak their ideas and mysticism and symbolism or whatever. So I went and decoded the shit. I said, oh, okay, this is the brain. I said, this is what really was the key. I seen, you know, these two chords right here. That reminded me of this right here. All this happened within the. I put this book down and I just happened to turn to this page. I mean, the other page in this book, the other book. I said, okay. I said, yeah, this. I say this right here. Put this shit side by side. Yeah. So I said, I said, oh, they ain't gonna break it down. I said, oh, I know what the fuck this is, though. This is what I just got through looking at. This is just the brain in symbolism. There go the visual cortex right there. The two 6-point stars. 6-point star just symbolizes man. The two triangles, the triangle pointing upward and the triangle pointing downward. The triangle pointing down symbolizes the feminine aspect. The triangle pointing up symbolizes the masculine aspect. When you bring them together, that's like that's sexual energy. You bring them together to create the 6-point star, the baby, the star. Within the nation of gods and earth, the star is the understanding, the L, the baby. You know what I'm saying? When a man and a woman come together and merge their
merge their energy, or they merge their sexual energy. That's what you create, a star or a baby. Every nigga is a star. So this would be the masculine, this would be the feminine, or maybe this would be the feminine and this would be the masculine. Let me see. Yeah, this would be the masculine, because they said the masculine is the left side of the brain. It's the masculine side. The zodiac and all of the shit you see in the cosmos is a reflection of your mental, your mind. You have, just go back to what I was telling you about the dual deacon shit. You have the 12 zodiacs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you have the 3 within the 10, 11, 12. This is the midbrain. You have the 12 zodiac. Then you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 stars. If you used to split them into 2 and make 2 out of each one, that'll break it down to 36. If you used to make 4, that'd be the 72 duodeacons that I was telling you about. This right here symbolizes the subconscious mind, or the substantia nigra, the collective unconscious. Then you have the A come right here. You see the A? This shit here is the A right here. But it'd be, this is the top of the brain. This would be more so at the bottom, the substantia nigra or whatever. But this is the Osiris. Osiris is the Lord of the, Osiris, Lord of the perfect black. It's the Osiris of the underworld. The underworld, in regards to your mind or your head, is the substantia nigra, the collective or the collective unconscious. That's why the A is sitting right there. And if you look at the A, you have one of the visual cortexes, because this would be what you see coming from outside of yourself or whatever. This is the Horus thing too, because you have this would be Horus. This the back black would be soot. I'm gonna show y'all that in another book too. This is where the whole Satan get behind me thing come from. This is the soot. This is the Satan, the Satan. Because Satan is just Satan. This is just your subconscious mind. So when you say fuck Satan and Satan is bad and all that shit, you just talking about your subconscious mind. The A, that's the Osirian thing. The number 8 corresponds to Osiris. You have one of the visual cortexes that is bringing in information into the A, and then you have another visual cortex that's sending information out. This is the reciprocation because everything in existence is being projected from your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind projects what you see as physical reality, or what's going on in the physical world. But you also receive information from the outside world as well, and that goes into your subconscious mind. It comes back out. That's why they can put certain things in your mind, or send you subliminal messages or subconscious messages. They're trying to shape your physical reality by putting certain things within your subconscious reality. So if they study flooding you with images of homosexual black men on TV, and they send this to your subconscious mind, then your reality becomes every black man is homosexual. That's what they're trying to do. And then you have the IC right there, the 6-point star. This is the Horus thing. The IC, we know the letter I comes from J. J comes from the letter I. So if you was to put that, that's the JC thing, the Jesus Christ thing, or the Isis Christ, or the Isis Christ, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The crown symbolizes the king. Hey, who is the king or whatever. Then you have the M and the U. in the triangle in the middle. Uh, 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 the mu, the mer, or whatever. But the whole reason I'm showing you this is to show you that, for one, this is how spirituality works. Because I bullshit you not. I was looking at this one night about 2 or 3 years ago. I was looking at this, and as soon as I put this book down, I picked this book up and turned to a random page. It just happened to be this. I said, let me see what the fuck this means. And I started looking at it and I said, oh, I just was looking at this shit in the physical, in a more of a physical aspect of it. Shit, this is the brain or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I got to go back in here and really, really study it some more so I can be more clear with the breakdown. But you get the overall gist of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling y'all, the 72 duodeacons of the pineal gland or whatever. That's what those miniature stars that embroider the border of this circle correspond to. Because all this stuff that you see within the zodiac is just components of your mind. You know what I'm saying? The zodiac sign that you were born under is just the zodiac sign that predominates you. But all this shit is you. You know what I'm saying? You are every zodiac. When you when you just make yourself exclusive to one, you cut yourself off from the powers of all this shit. Like I tell you, because I'm all this shit. I'm a Virgo, and I fly my Virgo flag too, just like motherfuckers fly whatever shit they is. But I understand that this shit is component. All this shit is components of me. I'm not just cut off to one zodiac sign. All these zodiac signs are components of your mind. And really, you're supposed to be the master of the zodiac. I'm not saying that, you know, the things you read about in your in zodiac readings and all that is not valid. But when you make yourself a slave to that shit, that's exactly what you do. You become a slave to it. So they tell you, well, this Cancer and Gemini's in conjunction, and that's going to cause the Sagittarius to blah, 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 blah. If you agree with that shit, it will. And maybe if you don't agree with it, it will. But when you bound yourself to that and just say, well, that's just going, well, because if your mind is on point, you can, and if they tell you it's some negative shit that's going to happen, well, when you're a Sagittarius, so when Gemini and Cancer come into conjunction, you're going to have bad times. If you believe that shit, yeah, it's going to whip your ass. But you can take this shit and say, well, whatever, I'm different. But I'm not, I'm going to be the fucking Aries today, since the Sagittarius shit gonna be having problems. Let me be I'm gonna be on my Aries shit today. You know, that's just a level of how to look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't be you are the master. When you become the 13th warrior, or you become the 13th, the M, the master, the Messiah, you become the wielder of power. You become the wielder of the power of the zodiac sign. The zodiacs don't have no control over it. The control or influence of the zodiac becomes limited because you become the controller of the zodiac. You become the sole controller of the universe. So I'm not saying that zodiac readings and all that is invalid, and I'm not saying that they don't have a place. But what I'm saying is, it's your job to become the Messiah and use these as your tools. You don't let the zodiac use you. You created the fucking zodiac. You just don't remember. All this shit is components of you. That's another aspect of the Osiris being broke up into 14 pieces. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual energy that our souls consist of, our collective souls were broken up into all these different elements and aspects, all these different zodiacs and constellations. That's another thing that the splitting of Osiris corresponds to. The distribution, the sacrifice is the breaking up, the energy that
because we existed as pure soul energy, but we split up into these molds and concepts of what we were going to bring about physically. We carved these molds out. We carved out the mold or the ideal of the planet Earth and the planets, and carved out the ideals of the animals and the trees and nature and all that shit. We carved that out, and then we descended into it, and our souls became encased within the physical existence, only for us to raise the soul back up within it by deciphering all this information. That's what they say. Once you take an idea from out of your mind and make it a physical manifestation, you kill the idea, but you bring the idea back to life by deciphering the code of what you created. So if you create a car and then you forget what the fuck the car was meant to do, then the car is useless. You know, just imagine you create a car with an intention to be a vehicle to get you around. But let's say motherfuckers create the car, and then by the time the creation is brought into a physical fruition, niggas forget what the fuck they created the shit for. Everything that they created it to do is able to do, but niggas that spend so much time building the shit they forgot. The car be useless. You like, well, we got the keys and as an ignition, but what do we do with this shit? You bring the car to life when you figure out, oh, let me put the key in the ignition, crank this motherfucker up and drive, so I don't have to walk from here to Arizona and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's what that is about. You know what I'm saying? So get into something else within this Bible. Isaiah 45. Isaiah 45 says, Isaiah 45, verse 3, and I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, your goddamn self, which called thee by the name, by thy name, the God of Israel. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel. Israel is just Isis, Ra, and El. Israel is not just a damn landmass. It's the word itself is a combination of three Egyptian or three different aspects. Isis being the mother, Ra being the father, El being the star, the child. Israel. That's what that is. Israel is not. What they got you thinking Israel as some type of sacred place. That's just another place on the goddamn earth. Kemet is more sacred than Israel, because Kemet, when you go to Kemet, you go to Egypt. When they say, as it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth, that shit, you can see the physical manifestation of that phrase or that scripture or whatever in Kemet, because they actually built their temples based off of the stars. Their temples aligned with certain stars. They were built in certain areas so that they can correspond to certain parts of the zodiac and certain parts of the star, or certain star systems or whatnot. Like the Great Pyramid. The pyramid is the Great Pyramid is true north. It points to true north. It's the closest you'll get to true north, if you was to stand on top of the pyramid or come through the bottom of the pyramid and shoot straight out the top, you would be straight up. That would take you, that's the closest you'll get to going to north of the earth. Not north in the sense of looking at this from, you looking north on the flatland, but north of the globe. Just like right now, the summertime, summer solstice is when the sun is the most north of the globe. You look at how the sun is traveling right now. The sun is traveling during the winter and all that. The sun travel. You will see the sun rise, hit 12 o'clock, and set through looking south. But now you have to look up because it's rising in the east and it's coming almost as if it's coming straight over the earth. That's the northern thing or whatever. But the given like I said, I'm gonna read that one more time. I go ahead and go a little deeper with you niggas. They say, thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus. Cyrus, that's some old Cyrus shit. That's what they just pay attention to the words in this motherfucker. Whose right hand I have holden to subdue nations before him, and I will loose the loins of kings to open before him the two-leaved gates, and the gates shall not be shut. The loosing of the loins, when you raise the Kundalini energy up, it's like when you say you're trying to use the rest, the best way I can explain it, when you're trying to use when you have to use the restroom, when you're trying to make it home before you piss and shit on yourself, whatever, and you tighten up down there. Well, when you do that, that's the gateway that sits beneath the that's why when you can feel that shit kind of opening up when you're trying to clench and hold that shit in. That's the gateway. When you open that, when you do that, you feel that opening down there. And when you do that and through your imagination, raise this fire up from the base of the spine, the gateway opens, the Kundalini energy rises up through the spine, through these two gates, the left part of you and the right part of you, and they shoot to the pineal gland. That's what that is symbolizing, and that's what that part and symbolism. See, now you just read that shit, you thinking some gates and shit gonna be open in real life. No, that's symbolism. And then it says, I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight, and I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. Or you can look at this shit from the aspect of energy coming down through from the top. The gateway would be the left and right hemisphere of the brain. That probably would be more so with this one. No, because the loins go to the bottom. But the second verse, this part here where it says, I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight, and I will break into pieces the gates. It's when I see the breaking of things or whatever, that corresponds to the dismemberment of Osiris. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bear with me. I'm just sitting here, this is what I do. I'm showing you how I do this shit when I be, I'm wrestling with it right now in front of you. But and I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places. The treasures of darkness. Well, I thought darkness was the fucking evil shit, huh? Well, ain't that the devil and the darkness and the demons? Go into that. Demons are nothing more than the shit that I just got to telling you about. All the demon is the collective unconscious, the darkness. This is where the light comes from the dark. Soot represents the hidden light. The original, the first goddess ever worshipped in Kemet was the mother through Apit, the hippopotamus, and her son Soot Typhon. That's why when you look at the zodiac of Dendera, in the center you have the hippopotamus and you have the dog-headed god. That's Soot. Sometimes it's represented as and Dendera is her and the dog, but even the ass. That's where the ass is Iu. That's where the word Jew comes from. Iu in Kemet was the crucified god with the head of an ass. But even that's later day. But even when you start dealing with the god with the gods being depicted with human, because everything at first was depicted as animal powers, and then it was later day when you start seeing like the Horus with the human body and the animal head, the falcon head, and all that. The human aspect came later, but we at first represented all these supernatural powers through through using the symbolism of animal powers and what animals can do. So when you look at the falcon, the falcon being a symbol of Horus, Horus being the bird being a symbol of elevation. And what do you do when you raise Kundalini energy up? You're elevating it up to the pineal gland. Once you elevate it up to and even the pineal gland, when you look at the pineal gland, you can look at that as the bird, and the left part of the brain, the right part of the brain being the wings. Red Bull. I give a nigga wings. But yeah, so the hidden treasures of darkness, the melanin is the darkness, in the subconscious mind is the darkness. The hidden light, the hippopotamus, where the light hides at, you bring the light forth from the darkness and you put it within its proper context within this physical matrix we in. Now the people that don't know how to do that are the ones that we deem crazy. Or who, you know, when you see people with mental health issues that just talk to themselves or just do wild shit, you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, the caveman, the white man, when he used to, his mate, the way they used to mate was he hit a woman in the head with the goddamn club and drag in a cave and rape her. See, that is in the subconscious mind. That's sexual energy within the subconscious mind being manifested without the proper guidance within the physical context. Because when you understand, that's the soot, the Horus is that's why I say Satan get behind me. See, that would be Satan or Satan leading. So if you got your subconscious mind, if you're navigating through this physical life we lead with your subconscious mind, then anything goes with you. So you become a savage in pursuit of happiness. So you don't have the guidance of the hey rule to show you, hey man, no, you court a woman, you approach her and get to know her and yada 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 yada, and then do your thing. You know what I'm saying? The subconscious mind, that's just that's what's for all everything. That's why I tell niggas when they say when you point one finger at a motherfucker, 4 point back at you. That's true, because every fucking thought, every instinct that ever exists in your subconscious mind. So it's just those that are sane are able to deal with the light that comes from the subconscious mind in a civilized manner, so to speak. The treasures of darkness is what I was just telling y'all about in a couple videos ago. Treasures of darkness is the light within the melanin, the light hidden within the darkness. That's why you hear motherfuckers talking about the Reiki technique of raising up Kundalini energy and moving Kundalini energy through all different parts of the body, because it goes straight up the spine, hits the pineal gland. But once it hits the pineal gland, that's what the pinball thing is about. Just like I was telling you about, you had a tube up under your sexual organ. When you clench, you can feel like a little opening down there. The left and the right side corresponds to